So Arizona is known for being fairly conservative. Growing up in Arizona, we really didn't spend much time naked with other men, or women, really, outside of someone that you were romantically engaged with. In fact, I would say going through high school, even showering was something that you did sparingly, and probably with a swimsuit on. So it was with some trepidation, shall we say, when I arrived in Austria, that I decided I was going to try the spa and sauna experience. And I'd been out skiing, I had a cold, I was stiff, I was sore, and I was there on a press trip. And so I really, really felt like I needed to try this whole sauna thing. Like it was something that I had to do. But I had no idea where to begin. And I knew that the Germans and the Austrians had a different approach to nudity in general. So going into it, there was some added trepidation there as well. And so the time came, and I hopped on Google and I tried to research it. And you get all sorts of interesting results when you're on Google and you're Googling naked sauna rules, practice, experience, how to, do I wear clothing in a sauna? And basically what I was trying to figure out is did I wear a swimming suit? Did I go in naked? What were the rules? What were the protocol? And I just had no clue. And so I was there by myself in my hotel room. And so I'm like, okay, I've got to do it. I read up on it, and that just confuses me even more. And so I'm expecting that they're going to be gender segregated, and that there's going to be a changing room, which is kind of what you would have in the U.S. with lockers, and you'll put your clothing and you'll change into whatever it is there. So I strip down so that I've got my clothing on, but I'm locker friendly. And so I take everything out of my pockets, put my swimming suit on underneath take my swimming suit, and then I've got my jeans and a shirt on and a towel. And then I go up and I open the door to the sauna room, and I look in and I realize there are no lockers, and right at that moment there's a guy in a towel that walks out of the showers. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing this wrong. So I go back down, take off my pants, take off my shirt, grab the robe, put the robe on, and then I put my swimsuit on. I'm like, all right, this time I've got it. So now I go back up, and I walk in, and this time when I open the door, a naked woman walks by. And so now I'm standing there trying to figure out if I somehow accidentally took the elevator to the wrong floor, or if I really mucked things up, or... No. I quickly realized it's just a mixed gender sauna. So I'm like, okay, all right. And I walk in, and pretty quickly I realized that I probably shouldn't even be wearing my swimsuit. So now I'm in that awkward situation where, the only thing worse than being the only naked guy in the room is being the only dressed guy in a room full of naked people. So now I'm looking around thinking, well, crap. So now I'm self-conscious about actually being dressed, but I'm also too shy to just strip off my swimsuit. I'm easing into it, trying to anyway. So I know I have to shower, and I know I have to wash off, and I've wrapped my towel around my swimsuit, so it looks kind of like I'm naked to cover the swimsuit, but like I just don't want to take the towel off completely. So I go in and I walk into where the showers are, and it turns out the showers don't have doors. They're just 3 stalls side by side, and they're open to everything else. So I'm like, oh, crap. So I kind of splash off, wash off, do everything else, get rinsed off, rewrap my towel on, and then I go into the sauna. And luckily the sauna is empty. So I'm sitting there, I'm kind of relaxing. It's a dry sauna. It's really lovely. It's hot. I don't really know what I'm doing, but it reminds me of, the saunas I'd done back in the States. When suddenly a guy comes in. But the guy comes in and he leaves his towel wrapped. So I'm like, okay, this is fine. But then another guy comes in, and this guy just comes down and he takes his towel and flops it out on the bench and sits there cross-legged, and so everything's hanging out. And so I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, so apparently this is Austrian sauna protocol. Interesting. And so I'm like, okay, here we go. And at this point, I'm kind of just staring at the wooden wall, just because I don't know where to look. I don't know what the protocol is. And then suddenly the door opens and a woman comes in. She's topless. Towel comes off. She does the same. 3, 4, 5 more people come in, and at this point the sauna is starting to get fairly crowded. So next thing I know, I'm sitting there, fairly uncomfortable. One of the few people that actually has the towel wrapped around, because I'm still trying to hide the fact that I'm the only goofball that's actually got a swimming suit on, and I have no idea where to look. And next thing I know, there's a sweaty guy's knee, which is touching my knee. And so I'm kind of, I don't want to look over, I don't want to look that way. I'm looking straight ahead, but I'm kind of looking out of the corner of my eyes, down at my knee trying to figure out, like, can I scooch? Like, doesn't this weird him out? What the hell? What am I doing? And so all the while, it's kind of like that fear of going to a nude beach, right? Where especially as a guy, thank God I'm not 13 anymore, where an erection just kind of popped out of the blue. You know, whatever it was, you would see a balloon float by, and it was. But you're really wondering, all right, so here I am surrounded by all of these naked people. What is the protocol? Like, what happens if I get an erection? And which then makes you focus on it, which then makes you think about it, which then makes you think about not thinking about it. So then you're completely weirded out, completely freaking out, trying to figure out what you're supposed to do. Meanwhile, surrounded by naked people that you've never really been surrounded by before. And all the while thinking, boy, it's really hot in here, and boy, I'm really sweaty. And I wonder how long I should stay in here before I'm supposed to get out. So somehow, after a little while, I waited out, survive it, figure out the protocol, kind of, observe carefully. Not quite sure what the observing protocol is either. And then decide, all right, this has been a rich experience. It's time to go cool down. And so that was my introduction to Austrian saunas. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and please check out Virtual Wayfarer for additional information, and definitely subscribe, and I'll have more great updates for you soon.